Good morning, Collierville Schools. Happy Friday to you all. I am virtually sitting with Miss Latanya Mercer, who is a school counselor with West Collierville Middle School, and then Miss Ann Blake, school counselor at Collierville Middle School. This video is to really kind of kick off what families and students and staff can anticipate for next year, a monthly school counseling video conducted via Teams that will be shared on our website, but then also our social media platforms. Obviously, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It has been observed since 1949 throughout the United States. So I think we all thought it was pretty fitting to kick this virtual initiative off during the month of May. So Ms. Mercer, if you could kind of just introduce yourself to the community and share maybe some fun facts about yourself.
Well, good morning, Mario, and good morning to all of the listeners. Again, I am Latanya Mercer. I am currently one of the school counselors at West Collierville Middle School. I have been in the field of education for about 20 years. I've served in the position of school counselor. I've served as a vice principal. I've served as a principal. And again, currently I'm the school counselor at West and newly appointed to be the director of elementary summer school.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Miss Ann Blake, share your background with our families and students and staff, and then maybe some interesting facts about yourself.
I am Ann Blake. This is my 9th year as a school counselor at Collierville Middle School, which feels like home to me because this is where all 4 of my kids went through school. So I've known people here for a very long time, and I just love what I do. And I'm excited to be doing this for you. I'm excited that we get to talk about what we do with families and advocate for the amazing job our school counselors do every day.
Awesome. That's an awesome segue into kind of kicking this off, because I kind of feel as though school counseling has, it kind of stays behind the 4 walls of the brick and mortar office space. And I think families, potentially even students, and most importantly, our staff, sometimes they don't even really realize your reach or the things that you're dealing with beyond just the school counseling between yourself and the students. I really think you guys play an essential function for all the stakeholders for your school community. So I have my first question is actually with regards to mental health stigma. And so I think this is what's really important for these videos, is to bring those taboo conversations or things that we're not familiar with, or things that we hide that are a result of mental health, to the surface. So talk to me about some of those stigmas behind mental health.
I feel like it has gotten better in the past few years, and I think Ms. Mercer would agree, but we're still dealing with the stigma of mental health. And it would be great if we considered health, whether it's mental or physical. A lot of what we do as school counselors is preventative medicine, just like you do, and physical health. Just like to keep physically healthy, you want to exercise and eat right and all of those good things. Those are the kinds of things that we work on here: life skills, stress management, coping skills, and things like that. Just like you're not ashamed if you break your ankle, there should not be any shame attached if you need treatment for something for mental health issues. So that's one of our big advocacy issues, is letting people know, while it is private, just like your physical health, it's not shameful. And if we need help, we need help.
Yeah, and I would also add that stigmas come from fears. They come from fears and from misunderstandings. Stigmas, of course, are negative, and they're usually unfair and it's something that's meant to cause shame. But what we need to realize is that, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, that mental health is one of the most common illnesses. And so we have to deal with the fears that we have. We have to make sure that we are educated about mental illness.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think from a superficial level, high level, I think people sometimes struggle with mental health because it's not tangible. I think we can naturally understand diabetes, cancers, things of that nature, those chronic illnesses. But I think with mental health, because it's so internal and so intangible, it becomes a lack of familiarity. And so people turn that into fear or shame, or you know what I mean. It becomes more of an insecurity. So those are great points. Obviously, we got to touch on a big key point in this academic school year: COVID. And Ms. Mercer, I love the soundbite from last week when we introduced you to the community that this is really a COVID has brought a healing process at the end of the school year, really a healing journey, healing process. Talk to me about what you are seeing, and Ann Blake, Miss Ann Blake, please feel free to chime in. What are some of the things that you're seeing that maybe has been a catalyst because of COVID?
Okay, so first I want to talk just a little bit about mental health awareness. As you said, Mario, mental health awareness and mental health month really started about 1949. And the purpose was just to bring awareness to mental health and wellness type of issues. This year's theme is "You Are Not Alone." And that's the point that we want to get across to parents and to students. You are not alone. As we know, we missed a lot of time, a lot of school time last year due to COVID. And this year, many of our students, many of our teachers missed time due to COVID this year as well. But sometimes we don't think about missed time also means that our students miss time with friends. It also means that they miss time with loved ones, with families, with distant relatives. So it's easy for our students to feel like they are alone. Even now that we're in school every day, we have strict social distancing rules. And so even though the kids are together with their friends, we still kind of keep them apart. So I think
Right.
that one of the goals for next year for counselors will really be unpacking. We want to make sure that we talk about COVID-19 and how it affected our community. We want to talk about social distancing. We want to talk about the fact that we had to stay home. We want to talk about our students missed sports. They missed activities. They missed that time with their family and with their friends. We want to make sure that we make it okay for them to talk about it. There has been a lot of trauma around COVID-19, and we have all been affected in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So, really, we want to unpack that. We want to help our kids deal with COVID-19.
Wonderful.
And I have heard multiple people say, if someone is struggling, oh, it's just the stress of COVID. And my response to that would be, you may be right, but if this stressor has caused that much difficulty, then that's something we need to look at. I'm going to compare it again to physical health because I think that's a framework we can understand. If you have so much stress on something that causes a stress fracture, it's still something that has to be treated. Just because we know what the stressor is doesn't mean that we can then dismiss it. Having so much stress because of COVID that it's really caused issues means that's something we should talk about.
Right.
Yeah. And I think there has been a vibe or something attached to COVID that it's almost like we're dismissing it. Well, it's COVID, and I think it's because we've used that word so much in our lives that I think none of us really want to use anymore. It's almost COVID fatigue. And so it has, I think, naturally become almost dismissive in a sense. I think that's a really good point, Ms. Blank. So great information behind that. So what do parents need to know from our school counselors? What's the relationship? How do people reach out? What do we need? What do parents need from us? What do we need from parents to build this relationship?
Well, what we need from parents, first of all, we want our parents to know, or what parents need to know is that they are not alone. There is help available to them. We want parents to know what the warning signs are, what they should be looking for. We've got to remember that all children are different. Um, if parents are concerned, they need to like watch for changes in their child. Um, are they acting different? Um, are the reactions that they're having bigger than the actual situation or issue itself? Is your child seemingly unhappy? Are they worried? Are they fearful? Are they sad? Do they get angry a lot? Are they pulling away from activities that they normally really enjoyed? So those are some of the things that parents need to look for. The next thing parents need to do is they need to know what resources are out there. They need to know how they can get assistance. One of the things that parents can do is they can reach out to their pediatrician. Those are the doctors that know their child best. Parents can also reach out to the school counselors. We have an excellent, what we call parent resource opportunity pack that gives tons of information about mental illnesses. It tells where you can go to actually get free assessments for your child. It tells you about the Employee Assistance Program, the EAP, where employees are required to have it, and you can get free counseling services for yourself and your family. They can also reach out to, if there's an emergency, you can reach out to your local police department. Those officers are trained to provide assistance. They're also trained on how to get you help and resources that you need. Again, there are also hotlines that parents can call, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. They can also, there's a text, it's called Crisis Text Line. So there are a lot of resources out there available to parents. And what needs to happen is we just need the parents to reach out. We need them to let us know what's going on. Let the pediatricians know what's going on. Let the police know what's going on. There are resources and there are people there to help our parents.
And I would add, and you're exactly right, Ms. Mercer. I would add that I want people to know, I want parents to know that a big part of a school counselor's role is to advocate for your child and for you. We are here for you, to serve you and to help you. And even if you don't need outside resources, we're here to help you navigate through the school process. If that has not been your experience, I apologize, and please give us that chance, because that's what we're here for. So I would just, even if you're not looking for resources, if you just have a question about school or education or how this works or what will work for your child, please give us a chance, reach out to us, because that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, and I think that's where these monthly videos are really going to turn the light switch on, pull the Band-Aid back, because again, I think there's this shame, this dismissive. I think having this really thought-provoking dialogue and sharing the resources are just going to help students, staff, parents, caregivers to pick up the phone or go to the website or send that email to Miss Blake or Miss Mercer. I think this is a way to really start bringing these very visceral topics to the surface. And then I guess just really last question, and I think this is where really rubber meets the road, and that's coping skills. It's almost like the medicine for treatment. What are some of the coping skills that are something that students, parents, staff can put in place immediately?
This is, Ms. Mercer and I talked about this beforehand. I want, parents may not feel completely comfortable with this. And I would like to say to them, that's because we didn't do a good job of teaching you. So let's do better with our kids. Because the first thing we need to do is make sure our kids have the language they need to talk about what's going on with them. And a lot of that involves parents modeling that. Being able to say to your child, I had a really rough day, I need some quiet time, or, it was stressful today for me at work, I'm really glad to be home, this feels better. Just modeling in a positive way that sometimes you get stressed or worried, and that it's okay to feel that way, and how you cope with it is a huge first step in giving your child permission to talk about it and the language to talk about it.
Yeah, and I will add on that, there are some things that kids can do. There are some things that parents can do. I often tell my students there are some things you can do that you can do right there in the classroom. No one even knows you're doing it. You can give yourself a little time out. Count to 10 slowly. Make sure that you're breathing. Make sure you're going in through your nose and out through your mouth. Practice those relaxation type of techniques. Make sure that you're doing things that you enjoy doing.
Oh,
That's for adults and for our students. Reading.
Um,
Make sure you are getting enough exercise. Make sure that you are spending time with your friends. Make sure you're laughing. Also, pets play a part in it. Dogs and cats, spending time with those animals really calms you down. Again, get a good night's sleep. Make sure that you are eating healthy and listen to music. I mean, just think about the things that you enjoy, and that will help you to deal with stress. It'll help you deal with anxiety, depression. So, those are just a few of the coping skills.
yeah,
hey, Mr. Why don't we teach them square breathing real quick? Do you want
Well,
to?
I do rainbow breathing.
Oh, I love rainbow breathing too.
Oh,
All right, I'll do square breathing really quick and you do rainbow.
sure.
Okay, square breathing is very simple, Mr. Hogue. It is just you're breathing in a square. So we'll start with the count of 3. You go in 3, hold 3, 2, 3, out 3, 1, 2, 3, hold 3. And you just do that over and
I
over.
like that.
Square breathing, and you can use any count you want to, and it just mindful breathing automatically reduces your heart rate, calms your
Yeah,
nervous system. That's a very simple one you can do.
I
Miss
like
And I
that.
don't know if you can see me really well or not, but rainbow breathing is one of the things that I teach. And it's just that you start with your hands to your side, and then you're going to go straight up as you breathe in. So you're going to take a deep breath all the way up, and then you're going to let it out on the way down.
Rainbow breathing.
Rainbow breathing.
I like that. And I won't keep you guys very much longer, but Miss Mercer, you had some really good sound bites when you talked about pets. My mom says that's your heart medicine. And I didn't really think about that. It really is your heart medicine when
Really
you
is.
get that welcome. My mom always says pets are the best welcomers. You
Mhm.
know, and then music. As soon, if I'm having a rough day, I get home and I put my Al Green Pandora radio on, and it just lowers my blood pressure. So those are great tips and tricks and coping skills. Well, ladies, thank you both so much. Again, I'm super excited to kick this webinar. Teams webinar during the Mental Health Awareness Month in May. And I think our families are really going to enjoy seeing these videos come through the next academic school year. So thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having us.
Mario.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.